Good morning, Malta and Gozo, and everyone else watching, whether in the UK, Australia, or the rest of the world. Welcome to another episode of Lovin Daily. My name is John Sapati, and today I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Rochelle. Rochelle, how are you?
Bonjour, jiena ninsab tajba, grazzi, u inti?
I'm doing very well. The weekend is around the corner, but before we get there, let's head to our 5 stories of today. MSIDA dog attack owner surrenders his pets to animal activists. BUSKETT barn owl thief faces charges of animal cruelty. COVID-19 school guidelines yet to be published imminently, according to Education Minister Owen Bonici. An 80-year-old man has become Malta's 15th COVID-19 death. And Doctors' Union warns that abortion and euthanasia could be legitimized through new equality law.
MSIDA dog attack owner surrenders pets to animal activist. Is-sit taż-żewġ pitbulls Andregalia li qatlu lil Nantu aċċident sfortunat ċeda l-annimali tiegħu lill-attivista tal-annimali Maxine Borch li żaret lil ġirien wara li kienet ikkonċernata għaliex jumejn wara l-inċident il-klieb ma ħadux ħsiebhom tal-animal welfare. Galja ta' 4 pitbulls, 4 hamsters, 2 tiqtates, serduk u 2 gaġġeċ tal-asafar li qegħdin jiżammu jew in Ozark Dog Sanctuary jew inkella fid-djar tan-nies. Madanakollu xorta fadal 4 klieb fuq il-bejt li 2 minnhom jirreaġixxu b'mod aggressiv għall-umani. Tifhimha huma guard dogs jekk itrenjati biex jissalvagwardjaw il-proprjetà tiegħek, ovvjament jekk ħajaraw xi ħadd li mhux familjari ħajreaġixxu b'dak il-mod.
Exactly. I think an important clarification to make here is the media so far has been covering it as pit bulls, but what's come to fruition recently is they're not actually purebred pit bulls. So these are crossbreeds. He was a backyard breeder. He's not a licensed breeder in Malta, so to speak. So they're not exactly pit bulls, although they may have some descendants of pit bulls. But these are crossbreed dogs. So let's not, dampen the name of pit bulls anymore. But like Rochelle said, in that Maxine Borch yesterday or 2 days ago now, went to pick up animals. These animals had been left unattended for about 2 days.
Yes.
Lovin Daily had published photos of them on the roof still. And Andregalia, surrendered them to Maxine, as well as a Tibetan Mastiff. And now they're currently being taken care of by others, including Noah's Ark and Maxine herself. Police are investigating the grandson of Andregalia himself for involuntary homicide, and the case obviously is currently ongoing. Moving on to our second story, again concerning some more animals in dire situations. The BUSKETT barn owl thief is facing charges of animal cruelty. This obviously was quite a shocking story that emerged over the weekend, where FKNK published a CCTV footage, which you can see right now on your screen, of a thief entering their protected enclosure in BUSKETT and stealing 2 barn owls. Thankfully, police investigated this, and it turned out that they managed to arrest a 32-year-old man known as tree groomer known as Ronald Atsapadi. He appeared in court yesterday, where he was accused, among other things, of surgically changing the appearances of 2 barn owls. What do you make of that surgically changing?
L-ewwel nett tajjeb ħafna lill-pulizija x'dan l-aħħar iżommu l-ordni u jinvestigaw u vera tħossok iktar sigura meta taf li qed tirrapporta u tittieħed bis-serjetà. Iżda nħoss li l-awtoritajiet għandhom bżonn jissikaw iktar ċontorin fuq dawn it-tip ta' reati. Issa inti saqsejtni dwar din il-proċedura li ġiet imniżla fil-qorti. Jiena l-ewwel nett nixtieq inkun naf x'ġara mill-kokki issa. U jekk id-dar tiegħu ġietx infittxija għal xi asafar oħra illegali li forsi wkoll min jaf jistgħu jkunu balzmati.
True, of course. I mean, it's a very peculiar situation, especially to be stealing these protected birds. So obviously he has some intent going in there, and who knows what history he has. Ronald Atsapadi has been denied bail, as there are witnesses yet to testify. So we'll just have to wait and see what sentence is handed down to him and exactly what he found. He obviously faces charges of animal cruelty as well.
Eżattament. L-aħbar li miss, Education Minister said that all COVID guidelines will be published imminently. Ġifiri linji gwida dwar il-COVID-19 għall-istudenti tal-Lemcast, l-Università u l-Kindergarten se jiġu pubblikati b'mod immedjat. Il-ġimgħa l-oħra qal li l-linji waslu fi stadju avvanzat u qed jiġu diskussi mal-unions relevanti. Id-dewmin qal li mhux għax ix-xogħol mu qed isir, iżda għax qed jikkonsultaw ma' setturi privati li jaħdmu magħhom l-iskejjel, ġifieri mal-stakeholders biex ikun hemm sinerġija bejniethom fil-protokolls li jinħalqu japprovaw u l-istudenti jkollhom isegwu. X'taħseb?
I mean, there's some truth to that. Obviously, these guidelines need to be coherent and thought out, but sixth form in some cases starts in less than 3 weeks, so obviously the tensions are rising. Students and parents are obviously feeling the pressure of what are the guidelines going to be, how do we prepare for it, you know, are they going to be adequate enough for our children and stuff. You know, and since the announcement of certain guidelines in primary and secondary school, the EPE, Union of Professional Educators, has also spoken up on it, maybe a subject not a lot of people are aware of, but the removal of non-essential furniture obviously poses a big it's very stressful for LSC teachers as well.
Exactly.
Who you know who are now being forced to, in addition to doing their very important and hardworking job, are now being forced to stand up all day and won't have a desk to carry out their markings or to do their work. So the ban of non-essential furniture has proven problematic for the UPE and for LSEs who have since spoken up on Facebook about this. So the guidelines definitely need more work, but in the sense of when it comes to sixth form and these stuff, I think the sooner the better, so people can start preparing, teachers, students, parents and stuff. The pressure is on and 3 weeks isn't a long time away.
100% plus ħafna ansita żejda li fl-aħħar mill-aħħar inti trid tmur u titgħallem u jekk ikollok fuq moħħok mit-toġġett u paranoja. Ovvjament iż-żminijiet huma li huma rridu nieħdu ħsieb. L-iskola hija importanti għax kważi ġiet klixé issa ma jgħidu l-iktar marda kifra hija l-istupidaġni, so l-iskola 100% hija importanti, rridu nattendu u rridu mmorru. Imma Iva, issa naraw ir-realtà la nidħlu fil-klassi xi tkun.
Absolutely. Moving on to our fourth story today, an 80-year-old man has now become Malta's 15th COVID-19 victim. The man, who is yet unnamed, was administered on 4th of September to Malta Hospital where he was tested positive for COVID-19 prior to being administered, and he died shortly after, unfortunately. Obviously, condolences to the family and whatnot. The health ministry did say that the man had underlying health conditions prior to being admitted to hospital. So obviously there's some case of illness there that contributed to his passing. But he did test COVID-19 positive when he passed away. The last death Malta had, the 14th death prior to the 80-year-old man, it was 6 days ago. Another elderly person, an 85-year-old man, who passed away. Malta yesterday recorded 42 new cases of COVID-19 along with 43 recoveries, kind of following on this trend of more recoveries and new cases, with active cases now being at 387.
Ija, minn qalbi l-kondoljanzi lill-familja u lill-rabati tagħhom. Il-aħħar aħbar, Doctors Union warns that abortion and euthanasia could be legitimized through new equality law. L-Unjoni tat-Tobba Maltija ġibdu l-attenzjoni fuq il-liġi proposta tal-ugwaljanza u wissew li jista' jkollha effett sekondarju li ma jkunx intenzjonat li tilleġittima l-abort u l-eutanazja. Il-President tal-Assoċjazzjoni Martin Balzan wissa li il-kliem tal-abbozz tantu ġeneriku li jirriskja liġi li t-tobba jieħdu għażliet morali kontroversjali. Id-diskussjoni dwar dan l-abbozz waslet lil kunsill Mediku biex jipproponi emenda li teżenta lil professjonisti milli jipparteċipaw fi kwalinkwe proċedura jew jamministraw trattament li għalih isibu oġġezzjoni ħabba il-morali jew il-kuxjenza tagħhom. Issa kien hemm oppożizzjoni u xekk.
pro-choice doctors for choice. Obviously, they were against the amendment, saying that it denies certain minority groups the access to healthcare. Saying, if we want equality bill, like doctors need to be, like you said, it's not a matter of.
100%. Issa ngħid jiena bħala mara jekk li mhux ħatajd li l-għażliet kollha li jeżistu ħabba twemmin tiegħek, inti għalija mhux tajjeb biex tkun f'din il-professjoni. Biex iċċaħadni mill-informazzjoni u timponi l-oppressjoni tiegħek billi tħallini għamja għall-għażliet differenti, għalija ma tagħmilx sens u professjonist m'għandux jitħalla jagħmel preġudizzji morali.
No, absolutely not. I mean, in this case, doctors need to be very clinical and very, very objective on the situation, and like I said, have to offer a patient all the options that are available to them. So morality, in this sense, shouldn't come into play, despite how conflicting it might be. Your loyalty and your responsibility is to the patient.
100% u hemmhekk nara ironija jiena l-assoċjazzjoni trid tagħti għażla lit-tobba iżda mhux lill-bnedmin li dawn it-tobba qegħdin iservu fl-aħħar mill-aħħar l-għażla għandha tkun tal-pazjent wara li jiġi mogħti l-għażliet kollha u taħadd iktar ħlif tal-pazjent.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. On that note, thank you for joining us today. Wish you a lovely weekend and a day full of loving. Bye-bye.